Hi students, I am going to start the chapter thermodynamics. And coming to thermodynamics, it is a study of transformation of energy. As an name implies, thermo in the sense heat, dynamics in the flow. It means dynamics means flow. It is nothing but this chapter deals with the movement or flow of heat energy. And this thermodynamics is mainly based upon three abstractions, that is known as three laws of thermodynamics. And coming to first law of thermodynamics, which is also known as law of conservation of energy, and it is defined as energy can be neither created nor destroyed, but energy can be transferred from one form to other form. By this, the total energy of the universe always remains constant. Hence, it is concluded that whenever energy of one form disappears, an equivalent amount of energy in other form appears. Let us take an example. From the bulb, whatever the energy observed is the radiant energy. And where the radiant energy comes from? It is due to heating of filament. Heating is nothing but thermal energy. And thermal energy is due to flow of electrons. Flow of electrons is due to kinetic energy of electrons, and kinetic energy is due to applied potential which we have applied. And let us consider a cylinder. Let us consider a cylinder with a piston which is frictionless, and a gas is enclosed in this. And let Q be the amount of heat supplied to the system. And internal energy at initial state is E1, and we are supplying Q amount of heat. And what it will be total energy? Then total energy is equal to E1 plus Q. And by supplying some amount of heat, there will be heating of gas and there will be expansion of this gas takes place. Due to this, movement of piston takes place, and nothing but which is called as work done. Then the internal energy at final state E2 is equal to internal energy at initial state plus amount of heat supply plus work done. We can write it as E2 minus E1 is equal to Q plus W. Delta E is equal to Q plus W, or else we can also write Q is equal to delta E minus W. Next, we will see about molar heat capacity. And molar heat capacity is nothing but amount of heat. How much amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 mole of a substance through 1 Kelvin. Molar heat capacity is nothing but amount of heat required to rise the temperature of 1 mole of substance through 1 Kelvin. Let us consider a system at temperature T1. The temperature is risen from T1 to T2. Because of this, Q is the heat energy absorbed by the system as the temperature rises from T1 to T2. Then heat capacity is now defined as, or given the equation, C is equal to Q by T2 minus T1. And heat capacity can be measured when process occurs at constant volume or at constant pressure. When process occurs at constant volume, it is called as heat capacity at constant volume. When the process occurs at constant pressure, it is called as molar heat capacity at constant pressure. Next, we will see a molar heat capacity at constant volume. We know that heat capacity C is equal to Q divided by T2 minus T1. Here we are seeing that at constant volume, molar heat capacity at constant volume, then the process occurs at constant volume, Q is given that termed as QV, and heat capacity as CV. CV is equal to QV T2 minus T1. And according to first law of thermodynamics, you know that Q is equal to delta E, change in internal energy plus work done. And next, work done is equal to P delta V, and delta V is a change in volume. Here volume is constant, so delta V is equal to 0, work done is equal to 0. Then what we get, QV is equal to delta E. By substituting this equation 2 in equation 1 in the place of QV, we will get CV is equal to delta E divided by T2 minus T1, or delta E divided by delta T at constant volume. In differential form, dE divided by dt. And now CV is defined as, heat capacity at constant volume is defined as rise in internal energy of a system per degree rise in temperature. For 1 mole of a substance, it is called as molar heat capacity at constant volume. Next, we will see molar heat capacity at constant pressure. Same, heat capacity is equal to Q by T2 minus T1. Since process occurs at constant pressure, Q is termed as QP and C is termed as CP. CP is equal to QP minus T2 minus T1. By first law of thermodynamics, you know that Q is equal to delta E plus W, and W is equal to work done is equal to P delta V. As here pressure is equal to delta E, by substituting W we will get P delta V, and we know that delta E, internal energy plus product of pressure and volume, is nothing but enthalpy. Then Q is equal to delta H. By substituting this in the equation 1, you will get Cp is equal to delta H divided by T2 minus T1, and which is defined as rise in enthalpy of a system per degree rise in temperature. And for 1 mole of a substance, it is called molar heat capacity at constant pressure.